go.
Yeah.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ronza, I wanted to ask about just how the mentality of switching from obviously club football to international football, especially when there's been such a long break. The last game against Mozambique and Angola back in November, and a lot has happened in that time.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to think about the magnitude of what's at stake for these two games. It's AFCON qualifiers, it's massive. It's probably the biggest tournament on the African continent. So, obviously, I've got my South African hat on now, and
needed to change ahead of the crucial back-to-back games against Liberia.
Yeah, obviously there were many positives out of that camp. Obviously, the fact that we didn't lose, we had two positive results. Obviously, the negatives would be conceding 2 goals. It's you want to pride yourself in keeping clean sheets, especially at home, because like I said, if you have a clean sheet, it's 1 foot over the line because of the firepower that we've got up front. So, yeah, if there's anything that we would take out of that, it would be not to concede and not to concede silly goals. Obviously we conceded via set play, and that's where we know we're not obviously the strongest, on the African continent, but it's just having the right mentality, that fighting mentality to challenge and not make it easy for them.
Having to go to Monrovia to play Liberia in front of their own fans. I mean, Morocco had it a bit easy in the sense that their away game was in Morocco. And look, it's not fair, but do you feel like you can overcome sort of that kind of challenge?
I mean, this is what we're up against, and we can't run away from it. I mean, a few years ago, the ball was in our court when we played Sao Tome twice here. So, it happened for them now. It's their luck. So we just need to focus, and obviously going there, especially it's going to be hostile, and those games, that's where characters are built and that's where players are built, So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy those type of games, and hopefully, the team will be ready for all the difficulties that we'll be experiencing that side.
It's a rather new team, you guys. Not a lot of you have been long together. How is the relationship building between some of you?
No, I mean, the camp has been extremely amazing. The last few camps that we've had, I mean, you can see the core of the team has been there. So the coach has mentioned also that he's got his team now, and there's only, I think, 1 or 2 new faces. So that's also important, because the morale in the team is good regarding the last 2 camps that we had. We had 3 wins and 1 draw. So yeah, the mood in the team is amazing. The spirit amongst each other, it's high, and something that I haven't been used to in the national team. So yeah, it's good, and the guys can see that it's bearing fruit, because with the spirit amongst ourselves being so high, it rubs off on the field as well.
There's also a bit more scoring form in the squad. I mean, Percy scored 1 past you the other day. Lyle scored for Burnley, as we said. I think Bongi Longwane in Minnesota's got 1 already this season. So does that bode well, you think, for the upcoming games, that there's a bit more scoring form in the Bafana squad?
Definitely. I mean, like I said,
Cassian. Sorry.
I mean, it's amazing, because we've always cried, as a country, that we don't have that serial goal scorer, so we've got a few now, and we need to cherish it, and we need to help them as a team, as a back line, to keep clean sheets. Once we do our job here, we show that they'll do the job up front, because like you mentioned, all of them are scoring. Even Zakes Lapasa 2 week ago, he scored a brace. So it's good for them, it's good for us. So hopefully they can carry the club form into the national setup.
Ronza, COVID meant that you don't play in those hostile environments as much. I think the one and only game might have been against Ghana in that World Cup qualifier, because the other teams, there were no stadiums, there were no spectators. But with Monrovia, given that the squad is a blend of experience and youth, how ready do you think they are, given your past experience from that age, having grown up in the national team as well?
Well, what I've realized over the last few years is, the crowd, they don't play the game, You know, they're there outside making noise, but you know, you just need to stay focused. You know, prepare well throughout the week, and you know, you have a job to do, is to play football. You know, what they do outside of the field shouldn't affect you. You know, and that's where the senior guys will help. You know, especially the younger guys. You know, because yes, it can be tough. It does get tough and it does get loud sometimes. So communication, you know, sometimes is a bit tricky, and that's where we need to help each other. You know, when we get you know, stoppages, that's when we need to help each other. So yeah, the experienced guys, you know, need to step up now and help.
Ronza, from an individual perspective, the traveling, doesn't it take its toll on you a bit?
Yeah, it does, but you need to invest in yourself, invest in your body, recover well, rest well. You can't be, you know, up and down, you know, because you play so many games, you know, and so many traveling, so you can't use that as an excuse, you know, when you have days to recover, you know. So your recovery is highly important as, you know, training. So, and you know, my club coach and the technical team, they emphasize highly on that, you know, that recovery is as much as important as, you know, a normal training session.
Obviously, Liberia will have a big home crowd, we think. Are you hopeful we'll have a big home crowd on Friday?
I'm hoping, you know, and you know, if I can take this opportunity to urge, you know, the fans to come out in numbers, you know, get behind the boys. You know, we need you now more than ever. Obviously, we're in this together, you know, so if they can play their part, you know, we'll play our part in the field as well. They need to be, you know, that extra man that we've lacked over the last few years, you know, and get the spirit going again, you know, especially for Bafana Bafana, especially for our country. There's so many negatives going around, so, you know, come out in numbers, you know, get behind the boys, and hopefully we can do you guys proud. Thank you.